Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how I recreated this simple sleeve. If you're interested, please keep on watching. First, I have my fabric here. I folded it into two. So you have to decide how big you want your sleeve to be. So I'm going to be working with a width of 12 inches. You can use 15, you can use 18, you can use 20. I'm working with 12 inches here on fold. For the length, I added extra 6 inches to the length of my sleeve. So here I'm marking 29 inches. My sleeve length is 23 inches. I'm marking 29. That's extra 6 inches. And then the width is 12 inches on fold. So when you open that up, you will have 24 inches of width in total. So I'm going to cut that out. This is for one sleeve. I will fold my fabric again and cut a second one. Next, I'm going to place the two sleeve pieces on top of each other. Then I will mark. So on this open end, I'm going to come down by 3 inches. Then from the folded end here, I will go in by 3 inches and then I will curve to that point and then curve back to the middle point like so. So the 3 inches in is just to guide me on how to curve the sleeve. So this is what I have. Next, I'm going to cut that out. So after cutting, I am going to notch the center point, as you can see. Next, I'm going to take the sleeve to the machine and go hem the lower part like so. After that, I am marking 5.5 inches from the lower part up, as you can see. I'm marking on the wrong side, so this is the wrong side of the sleeve. I marked 5.5 inches upwards. Next, I have a strip of fabric here that I folded into two. So I folded both ends to the middle and I'm going to go sew on that line like so. This is going to form a casing for an elastic. So after sewing, this is what we have. Just make sure the space is enough for an elastic to pass through. So after sewing that down, I'm going to use an elastic of 7 inches, which is exactly the wrist measurement I'm working with. So my elastic is 7 inches, and then I'm going to use a safety pin to pass the elastic through the channel that we have created. So using my safety pin, once I pass the elastic to this point, I'm going to pin it in place before we continue, so it doesn't go all in. So once we get to this point, I'm going to use another pin to hold down this other side as well. So now that the elastic is all in, I'm going to fold this sleeve piece right sides together and then we'll go sew using 1 inch all the way down. I'll repeat the same thing for the second sleeve, and this is what the two of them are looking like. So next I will attach this to the dress. By the way, if you want to know how this dress is made, I'm going to leave a link to the video tutorial on this post. So I'm matching the side seam of the sleeve to the side seam of the dress. I'm going to pin that in place. And then I will fold the seam allowances out of the way for both the sleeve piece and the dress itself. So next I'm going to match the center piece of the sleeve to the shoulder point of the dress. I'm going to pin that in place as well. Then from the side seam, I will pin the sleeve until we get to that point where the princess dart is, or you can measure 3 inches from the shoulder down. So from your shoulder point, you measure 3 inches downwards on the sleeve, and that is where you're going to stop pinning. And then we'll do the same thing from this other side. So from the side seam on this other side, I will pin again until I get to that 3 inches from the shoulder. Well, in my case, my princess seam is sitting just where I want to stop. So when I get there, I stop pinning. So we are going to have a lot of excess, which we are going to pleat into that space. So once we get to that 3 inches point, we'll start pleating until we exhaust all of the fabric, all of the excess fabric that we have. So after pinning everything in place, we're going to go sew round using 1/2 inch, and I will repeat the same for the second sleeve. This is what the final sleeve is looking like. That is it for how to make this sleeve. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.